So today, I'm hoping to explore the abandoned Hotel Adler, which is through the trees right over there. I'm more hoping that I explore it without any problems and that all goes well. So let's see what happens. Okay, we're gonna check out the abandoned pool at the Hotel Adler. And we all know how much I like abandoned pools. So this should be cool for me. Back when pool chairs were made of metal. That's a good thing to be made of in the searing heat while you're sitting by a pool. Oh my God. This one is really creepy because that's old and it's filled almost to the top. It's a pretty tiny pool for such a giant, enormous hotel. And it's a tiny pool area too. I mean, this hotel was huge. How many people could go swimming each day? You'd think a hotel this size would have a much bigger pool. This is a tiny pool. This is like the pool you'd have in your backyard, even if you're poor. So I already entered the pool area off camera because I had to take a bunch of pictures. But it was funny because when I walked in, like about 20 frogs all jumped from the side of the pool into the pool. So you can tell what's going on under there. And there's so many creepy things in here. Like that, I think it's the entire pool cover, or it's the lining that ripped because it's all throughout the entire pool, and it's creepy as hell. Things underwater are creepy, especially abandoned things underwater. I think that's a chair. Yeah. Who knows what is lurking under here besides frogs? See, look. It's either the lining or the pool cover. There's probably an entire aquatic ecosystem down there, and that's their earth. Everything living under there thinks that's all there is. The abandoned pool at Hotel Adler. Oh, there's a fish. Or a lizard. There's a little, like, oh no, it's a tadpole. It's got legs. It's like a lizard. What is that? It's like a newt. See it? Yeah, it's like a little, oh, there's a couple of them. There's a whole bunch of them. Just going about their day. That's adorable. I put that chair there. It was over there because I needed to take a poolside selfie. Okay, there you have it. The unusually small swimming pool at Hotel Adler. Okay, so I say this a lot, but in a lot of my videos, I really do hear sounds sometimes, like very human sounding sounds, not just a little like bump in the night. Like I've heard slamming doors and footsteps and loud clanking. But this time, I had just finished up at the pool over there, and all of a sudden, over at the hotel right next to it, there was this huge commotion. Like it was the slamming doors, the rattling, the clanging, a car door slamming sound, like a whole calamity going on, like about 30 feet away. But there's a row of trees separating the pool and the hotel. And there's a bunch of deer running around here, and they've been making loud, human-like crashing through the wood sounds. But this wasn't a deer. This had to be a person. It was a huge commotion going on over at the hotel, so I had to quickly run away. But luckily, I got all I needed to get at the pool. So while I was running away into the woods, I found something off camera that's pretty cool. Well, first I found that chair, one of the pool chairs. That's not cool. We've already seen those. But right in front of it is a random basketball hoop. We're still kind of close. Oh, there's a camera. Hello. I just waved at it. But yeah, there's a basketball hoop. Now I'm all paranoid. But yeah, there's so many deer running around in this spot that's got to be a hunting camera. Because why would anyone care who's out here? This is like the regular woods. Anyway, cool abandoned basketball hoop for your viewing enjoyment with a chair next to it. This is the worst exploring day ever. I'm sorry. This is going to go on the short reel of not so exciting explorations. I'm totally wrong. That's not even a camera. It's attached to just an old post, like a wooden post. And it's like an old electrical box that used to go to something to do with the hotel, but not a camera. I saw it way up close, and it's not even close to a camera. So that's good. The Hotel Adler has a second pool. And you thought the first one was small? That one's just downright tiny. You don't get a lot for your money at this place. I'm going to say this as a public service announcement. You can't explore the Hotel Adler in New York. I don't think they want you to explore the Hotel Adler in New York. I saw a bunch of videos on this place and people exploring it, and they just walked right in, roamed around, filmed everything, and looked pretty cool. But I noticed there were no new videos of this place after 2017, and I think I figured out why. So this entire hotel is completely boarded up. It has numerous cameras, like it actually has cameras. You know how people say that places have cameras, and they absolutely do not. This place does have cameras. I think they saw all the videos and the town had enough of our urban exploring shenanigans, so they put a stop to that. So there's a lot of reasons why you can't go in there. But I did manage to film around the area behind the Hotel Adler, like the perimeter, I guess. I obviously wish I could get in, but the outside of it is magnificent. So pretty much this video is going to be the pool and me complaining that I can't go in the building. Even though I can't get in, it's still fun to play with all the ancient artifacts you find in the woods behind the place. I took so many selfies with these. This one's my favorite. I'm taking this one home. It's still fun to play with all the ancient artifacts. Today I'm at the Nevele again. This will be my 4th time. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I started calling it the Nevele because that's just funny. I think it sounds pretentious and annoying. So that's what I call it now. I call it the Nevele. Anyway, yeah, I'm back here because you cannot possibly explore this place in 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. This is my 4th time, and it's my 3rd time this week because it's so awesome. It's my favorite place. But I only have like an hour to be here because I've got to get to New York City because I'm seeing Beetlejuice the musical tonight. So I got plans. I got places to be. So join me for a quick little explore of the Nevele. What is this, the power station? What are those huge things? It takes a lot of machinery to run the Nevele. Look at that. This building is going to be boring because it's industrial things, not fun things. There's the water tower. Hang up the phone to let me know you made it home. Okay, enough with my 80s references. Actually, no, there's never enough of my 80s references. Why do I... Oh, that's going to be a ball cock. Gross. I thought it was one of those toy bowling balls, and I find those in a lot of places. Like hospitals, asylums, schools, people's houses, all abandoned, of course. And I never understand why everyone on Earth has that little toy bowling set, but I think that's for something else. Bathroom, gross. Okay. This room is too industrial for me. I don't know where to start at the Nevele today. I didn't go in these 2 buildings last time. That's the skating rink, and I went in that, and then I took this path because I had to leave. So now we can check out what's inside these 2 giant buildings. Are you here to explore the Nevele too? It's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, oh. It's, what is that, tennis? Yeah. It's the, wow, this is a humongous tennis court, like multi-court. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, like full-size tennis courts. This is kind of cool. Okay, this place is all made out of metal. And I keep hearing when the building settles, it makes noises like you can probably hear in the background. And we all know how much I love noises. Oh, there's 3 here and 2 there. Do that many people like tennis? You know, I always wonder that. I mean, tennis is cool and all, but every time I see a mansion, it has a tennis court. Every school has a tennis court. Every hotel has a tennis court. Even people who don't even have a mansion, like random people who just have an average nice house, have a tennis court, but I never see them playing tennis. I had a friend who had a tennis court and he never, ever fucking played tennis. Is it a status symbol? Like if you have tennis, that means you're upper class? I think that's what it is. Because tennis isn't a sport that absolutely everybody loves. Maybe I'm wrong, but the bottom line is there's a lot of tennis courts in this world, but these are probably the coolest ones I've ever seen. Okay, I'm in the woods. I just had to flee the Nevele. I had to flee. I just ran my ass out of the Nevele and into the woods. And I'm still holding this tennis ball because I was in the giant tennis court area taking selfies with this tennis ball I found. So the camera's all set up and I'm trying to get the ball in midair. And I don't know if you can hear it. There's like, I could hear a construction vehicle when I arrived, but I thought it was either way out on the main road and just echoing. Or I thought if there's maintenance here, I'll just try to avoid them. Oh, listen, shit. So I'm hiding in the weeds over here at the Nevele, fleeing from whatever that vehicle was. So I'm not gonna continue the long story, but okay, a little bit. I was in that big giant tennis court area, and there's one door that's like wide open. It's huge. You could fit like a truck into it. And I hear that vehicle coming, and it sounded like a lawnmower. So I'm like, oh, great. I picked the day that they decide to mow the lawn, because they do keep up with this place kind of. So I'm like, oh, it's somebody in a ride-on lawnmower, and they were coming closer and closer. And I'm like, wait, that's getting really, really close. And I'm like, what if they drive right into the tennis court area? Because this place is abandoned. I'm like, what if that's where they park the lawnmower, the ride-on lawnmower? What if they store it in there and he's driving in there? So I had to run by it, and I'm like bolting, and I had to run right, ooh, bug. So I had to run right by the door, and there's a guy, and I could see the guy, and he's on some big giant industrial ride-on lawnmower. So I ran out and started filming that, but then you could hear it got closer and closer. It was coming right at me. But they couldn't see me, but it was coming right in my direction. And when I looked back, it turned off into the direction of where I need to go to leave, but I can leave that way too. But it went off towards the path that I took to get here. I'm still holding my Nevele tennis ball. So I'm not gonna be staying here. I have to flee the Nevele today because there's some douchebag guy here doing his job. How dare he? How dare he do his job? How dare they not let people at this a dangerous abandoned resort to run around and possibly injure themselves? I'll show you where I am right now. That's the skating rink. I already went there. I have a video on it if you haven't seen it. It's on part 2 of my Nevele video, the one that like nobody watches. Everybody watches part 1, and then they don't watch part 2, and part 2 has the skating rink video on it. So go watch that. But I'm near the ski lift, see? There's the chairs. I should go get a picture of those. That's cool. Because the guy is not long gone. Oh, and then I got trapped by this swamp right here. I was like running. I was over there, and the vehicle is coming towards me, and it was going fast. And it couldn't have been a ride-on lawnmower. I don't know what it was. But I start running. Then I'm like, fuck, there's a swamp. And I couldn't get around it, so then I ran over here into the weeds. Okay. Let's go look at the ski lift. The ski lift chairs hanging there, frozen in time. That's where they stopped. Right there. And lucky for me, there's one that I can take a selfie in. Look at that. It's just sitting there begging me to take a selfie in it. And there's one in the weeds over there too. Okay, I had to flee again. I thought I was being slick, and if you'll notice, I haven't left yet. And I was over by the ski lift, and so I started taking my chairlift selfie, and that vehicle comes shooting out of the woods at like top speed. This thing is cruising. It's flying through the Nevele. And so I had to grab everything, and I ran off into the woods, and I took a peek, and it's like a straight up security type vehicle. And it is like, woo, like bombing down this one of the roads of the complex, and it stops right at the building with the tennis courts. So that's all for me and Nevele for now. That's all for me and Nevele today. There's never anybody here, but I think today is like their maintenance day, and it's actually very early in the morning. So I thought going in the morning no one would be here, but workmen are probably here because they do probably do some security checks around here in the morning. Look at me, I'm all red from running. I'm like blotchy. Anyway, okay, wait, look. So I'm safely in the woods. Like, all I have to do is go over there, and that's the trail back to the road. But the vehicle stopped right there. It was like flying down that road, and then it stopped at that building. But I will be back. Next time, J&M Explorations, I'll come with you guys. So we can all get yelled at. We can all get caught and yelled at and thrown out of the Nevele. Again, I have Beetlejuice the musical to get to in a couple hours, so I have to go steam clean myself because I probably have every tick that's ever lived in the town of Ellenville on me. Oh my God, I'm walking back through the woods, back to the trail, back to my car, and I'm still right in back of Nevele, and I think I found something cool. It looks like a truck sinking into the ground in the woods of the Nevele. Let's go check it out. Oh my God, it's an old-timey police car. Look at that. Oh, the selfies I'm going to take. It's an old police car. Are you kidding me? What is that, a paddy wagon? Well, it's a Jeep. It's just a police Jeep, but that's awesome. And it is sinking into the ground. I have to move that barrel for my selfie. Oh, that is awesome. Well, that just made my interrupted trip to the Nevele much better. Finding this police car, and I wouldn't have found it if I have to take, I wouldn't have gone through these woods. I would have gone a different way. But since I was fleeing, I came this way and found a Jeep, a police Jeep.